Before I personally crafted the activities that I will use to help the students better understand the lessons that they find difficult with, I anchored this to our learning objectives. Our learning objectives is under the grammar technicalities, and since our area or focus of remediation is on the speaking difficulties of the learners, these are the objectives that we come up in order to remediate those lapses and errors that the students commit. First, learners will be able to acknowledge and comprehend the meaning of targeted grammatical structures in spoken form. So since we are focusing more on the speaking difficulties of the students, that is why our area of remediation focuses more on how the students will be able to be remediated in their speaking skills. Next would be learners will be able to exhibit interest and showcase confidence in speaking following the correct usage of targeted grammatical structures. So since there are specific areas where the students find difficult with, for example, their grammatical errors in the adjective identification, the SVA basic agreement, and more so. Then third would be learners will be able to use the targeted grammatical structures efficiently and appropriately in oral communication. So basically, our focus of our area of remediation would be the speaking difficulties of the learners. That is why it's really a need. There is always a need for the students to be able to come up and to use the language efficiently in their oral communication or in the speaking discourse. That is why I've crafted activities that will supplement the needs of the students and for them to be able to be guided in what are the things that they needed to do in order to successfully achieve these three learning objectives under the grammatical technicalities. Hello again, students! My name is Teacher K. So again, for this day, we are going to have another discussion about adjectives. Okay, so before we will begin our discussion, I would like to have a short recap. So I know that we already discussed adjective in our previous classes, but I wanted to know whether it really retains on your mind or you somehow forgot about it. So we can do something about it, okay? So the first question for today's recap is, what is an adjective?
An adjective is a word that describes the noun or pronoun.
Thank you very much. Okay, the next question would be, what is the purpose of having adjectives in a sentence? So again, I know that we already discussed adjectives in our previous lessons, and I hope that you have some background knowledge of why is it important for us to have adjectives in a sentence. Anybody?
Adjective is important because they modify a noun or pronoun.
Alright, so since some of you are somehow tired and some of you are sleepy, I will use another activity for us to be enlightened and feel alive. Okay, the title of our activity is called Find the Match. Yes, it's about looking for the perfect adjective word to describe the specific pictures that I will be showing you in this projected screen. Is that clear? Alright, so as you can see, these are the list of adjectives that I have prepared. So please take a look of these words because these words will be used later on the pictures that I'll be showing to you, and these words will serve as the descriptions on the picture. Alright, are you all ready? So this is the first picture. And then this is the list of the words that you need to take a look and you need to ponder whether it describes well with the picture that is projected on the screen. And don't worry because those words that you've listed in your notebooks or in your piece of papers, we will ask a representative from this group to raise their answers and for it to be presented here in front. And don't worry, because this is a great activity and your points will be directly credited to your performance tasks. Alright, this is the next picture. So take a look closely with the pictures that is presented here, and then these are the words that you need to ponder whether it describes well with the picture or not. So we are done with our activity, and in order for me to evaluate whether you have understood well what is the purpose of having this activity, I wanted to ask 3 people from this group, and they will be answering my questions. So this is not hard questions, okay? This is just to know whether you have understood well or not. First question would be, what are the words that describe the image? What are they called? Okay? So the next question would be, how do these words function in a sentence? Anybody? Alright, this last question is very easy. This is just to know about your opinion. So what do you think is the purpose or the importance of knowing these words, or why is it important for us to study these words? So the words that you seen a while ago are words that describes something. So why is it important for us to study these words? Anyone? So since we still have time, I wanted you to grab a paper and a pen. So I wanted to have an intermediate paper, one whole sheet, because we are going to create a 300-word story. Yes, you heard it right. Alright, I will be showing you picture scenarios, and these picture scenarios will be the basis of your 300-word composition. So in this time, I wanted you to think of adjectives, word that describes. So the picture scenarios that I will be posting is what you will have to create a story. So in your story, you need to put describing words in order to add color, in order to add spice into the descriptions of the pictures that I'll be showing you. So if ever you are done with the activity, I wanted you to pass your papers in front, and don't worry because we have a set of criteria that will govern your scores. And in order for me to evaluate who among you here needed an in-depth study and in-depth discussions with our topic for the day. Any questions? Yes, we're almost done with our first part of our discussion. So before we will end this lesson, I wanted to give you an assignment. So this assignment is due on Friday. So you still have 5 days, okay? 5 days to complete this task. Don't worry, this is not individual. I'll be grouping you into 5 groups. So you will list as many adjectives as you can, and then you're gonna put it in a mini booklet. So it's up to you and how you're gonna present this output, whether you put extra colors. It depends on your creativity, okay? So in this activity, you will have an output which is an adjective booklet, and it will consist of as many adjectives as you can. So I'll be giving you 5 minutes to brainstorm before we will end our class. So using these 5 minutes, you will gonna discuss about the plans, the layouts, and even the words that you're going to include in your activity and your assignment. Alright, thank you very much for your participation today. I really hope that you've learned something, and I am hoping that this discussion will retain in your minds in order for you to be able to understand what is really adjectives, and then you will be able to identify what are the different adjectives and its proper order. So again, please don't forget your assignment that is due on Friday, and we still have another meeting tomorrow. So in that case, you'll still have another set of discussions, but still it involves in adjectives. So since this is the area where some of you find hard to understand, so it is also our responsibility to take care of it and to help you to better understand the lessons properly, and after which we are expecting that after these remedial classes you will be able to identify the adjectives without hesitations and without having doubts whether your answers are correct or not. So don't worry. Again, as what they said, practice makes perfect. And then, if we kept on studying, if we kept on reading, and we have this determination to learn, then eventually we will learn the basics. Again, this is Teacher K, and I wanted to say thank you very much for your participation, and see you again next meeting. Bye bye!